This is recording, and my name is Connie, and I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about getting free publicity. As a podcast host, as a musician, as a comedian, anything, publicity is really great. So my goal is to help you how to get free publicity. Okay, and the reason I want to share this is because I actually became an inventor at age 68, and I hired publicists to help me get publicity, and they got me nothing. So I learned how to do it myself, and I actually wrote a book, and it's called How I Got My Product on QVC, The Today Show, The View, and more in retirement. And it's all about the buzz. And for those people who are going to see the replay, if you want to, I will, if you want, you can email me, and I will leave my information here, and I will send you some of the tips that I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so I wasted a lot of time because I couldn't get in this room, but thank you very much. And I have my biggest fan in the background, and that's Victoria. She's 6. And okay, so I'm going to talk about, first of all, what is PR, public relations, and how does it work? Well, public relations is very important for building relationships and promoting your brand. Okay. And what you really have to understand is that most people, no, go ahead. Most people think that they need to get this publicity, but they don't understand that actually the media needs the publicity just as much or more, because they work their media is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And they need stories to tell. So what you have to do is you have to make yourself interesting. So I've had a lot of great media coverage. So I'm going to share a little bit how to do it, and you have to plan for it. So what you do is make a plan, okay? And first of all, you have to have a pitch. Everybody knows a pitch. An elevator pitch is a 30-second pitch about yourself that you can describe what it is that you do. For example, I have 2 products. I have an invention and my newest product, which is Write Your Selfie. And here's my elevator pitch. Hi, I'm Connie, founder of Write Your Selfie, and I help you craft a beautiful book of your memories to pass on to your children, great-grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, so you and your ancestry will be remembered long after you're gone. Okay? And then what you should do is have your elevator pitch and be ready to pitch to other people to try and get their attention. Okay. So the most important thing about your pitch is you have to be authentic. You cannot be phony, because people can spot it a mile away and they want to help you, but you have to talk truth. Okay. So one thing that you can do is when you want to launch a business or product, you can invite the press over to cover you. You know, that's just one unique way to do it. So, for example, if you're opening up a candy store, Victoria's in the back eating some chocolates. Okay, so if you want to open up a candy store and you have some press there, you might want to take videos or pictures of them eating the candies. Okay, if Victoria will share her candies. Okay.
Chocolate.
Oh, that's chocolate. Okay, good. So another thing that you can do is you can always be on the lookout for events that you can pitch to. And one of the best ways to find these activities is to set up Google Alerts. It's free, and you can do, for example, I can do a Google Alert about memory writing services. and I can see if anyone else is doing that. Or I can do a Google alert and put my name in and see if I'm mentioned on anything. So Google Alerts is wonderful. I have about 3 of them that I have set up. So I check, they just send me an email when something comes up. So that's Google Alerts. It's free. Okay. So then there are, okay. So the next thing that you do is you have to have something newsworthy to say. Okay, you need a story, and then you need something newsworthy, and then you need to find a journalist who can cover you. Okay, Victoria, you have to leave now, okay? You can listen in the background. Okay, so you have to have something that's going to attract people to you. And you can do this based on the seasons or based on, holidays or whatever you want to do. Well, this is the holiday season, and I actually just pitched a product to a TV magazine show called The List. And what they're doing, they just interviewed me because I have this service where I'm helping people write their life story. But they don't want to just promote me. So I said, how about if I talk about the top memory life story books around now, and I just talk about details of them, and they love that idea. So I talked about 4 different companies that are trying to help people write their life story, and I featured myself as the new kid on the block because I really just started, and some of these companies have been around forever. So that's going to come up around Christmas time, and what a great gift to give to your parents or your grandparents. So that's being newsworthy. And I've had some other events that I've pitched because you have to try and come up with a good angle. So besides writing these life stories, I was an inventor. And I got featured on a local TV station. And how did I get them? I wrote a pitch. And my pitch was, where is it? No, I can't even find it. It's my pitch was, I'm sorry. My pitch was tips on becoming an entrepreneur in your retirement, as told by a 73-year-old grandmapreneur. So I actually got featured on the local news station about that, and I'm going to do some more of it. The real problem is that Victoria likes to help me, and sometimes she doesn't help, right? Okay, so anyway, so there are lots of ways to find out how to get your story out there. The best way is through a service called HARO, HARO. It's called Help a Reporter Out. And HARO comes out, if you sign up for it, just go to HARO, sign up for free, and 3 times a day, they will send you articles. No, they will send you requests from people looking to have quotes or interviews with people. And, lots of people are going to respond to those. You just have to find your niche and respond to them. And you might as well do it because somebody's going to get that interview. So through HARO, I actually got published in Thrive Global, Authority Magazine. I got on NBC News. I got on Fox News. All of these are just little queries that I responded to. And if they like what you're saying, they will contact you and they will go into a little bit more detail. Victoria, you want to just say hello and you'll see them later? Okay. So anyway, so this is really great. It's called HARO, Help a Reporter Out. And I love it.
Gummy bears.
Okay, that's bad for your teeth. Okay, so besides, the most important thing about HARO is they come out 3 times a day, and they usually have about between 20 and 40 inquiries. It's a little bit monotonous to go through all of them, but monotony is going to pay off if they pick you. So anyway, so this is a really great idea, and the most important thing is you have to respond. You have to look when they need your response. Some of them will say by midnight tonight, and some will say maybe by December 12th or whatever. So you have to look at that. And when they have that request, sometimes they will give the person's name. So it's really important to be a little bit friendly and say, hi. Hi, Josh. I'm really interested in contributing to your article. Here's a little bit about what I do. And let me know if you need any samples or if you need more information. And thank you for the opportunity. So that's a really great way to get it. If besides Haro, you can also find Haro on Twitter. Twitter's amazing because you can look up twitter.com/Haro. And you can find so many sources on Twitter besides the Haro. If you see something that says hashtag URG Haro, that means there's a reporter who has a deadline and they need to get their story out quickly. So you might want to consider reading all the urgent ones and responding to them. Also, you can go on Twitter and find pitch rate. So you go to twitter.com/pitch rate, twitter.com/source bottle, twitter.com/quoted. Okay, so what you have to do next is figure out who you want to reach out to, what journalist. And that's really easy because you can go to a Google search and say, who writes about podcasts? And they'll give you a list of people who do stories on that. So what could be easier? Another thing to do is look at magazines, especially a magazine in your trade, and see what kind of articles they're writing and find out who's writing it. And then what you can do is you can follow that person on Twitter or on LinkedIn or on Instagram, but don't just go after them for your publicity or your needs. Go after them and say, boy, that was a great post, if you liked it. And follow them and give them nice compliments. Everybody wants a good compliment. So then you could see if the story fits, and then you might want to pitch them, see what kind of stories they write, and think of if you can write a story similar to that. And that would be great. Now, they may say no, or they may say, yes, we're interested. Now, if they say no, no is never a no. It's really never no. That's what I found. No might mean not right now, but keep trying. And if you try long enough, they're probably going to want to talk to you at one point. Okay, so when you're pitching yourself, you want to do it on not only Twitter, but you want to do LinkedIn, and you can find people who are in your field and do the same thing that you did. Follow them, like their posts. I just put in a post this morning about Indie Pods United, okay? Because I want people to come here. So we'll see what my followers say. I'm trying to build it up. And you might also want to do it on Instagram and on Facebook. And all of those, find out who responds to you, what kind of demographic you're going after. And other things that you might want to do is you might want to pitch for trends. Like when it becomes Super Bowl Sunday, do you have a product that you can relate to Super Bowl Sunday? Well, I think if we thought enough, if anybody wants to ask me some questions, you can contact me. I will give you my email address. You can write something about Valentine's Day. Like, is your podcast good? doing something special for Valentine's Day. You might want to get in touch with some reporters before Valentine's Day so they can cover you. Or you might want to offer a challenge for Valentine's Day or some contest. There's so many ways. Okay. There are so many ways that you can get publicity. And why is it good to get publicity? Because once you get known, people will find you. So I once did a search for me on Google, and I found out that I have like more than 10 pages on me being in articles. I actually this year wrote 2 articles for Entrepreneur magazine because I'm actually a former writing instructor at Johns Hopkins University and the University of Maryland. So I like to write. So I've written a few articles, and that's very good to say when you're looking for publicity. So there are all kinds of holidays you can use. You can use the World Series. We have the World Series. We just had Halloween. You could do Mother's Day, Father's Day, Tax Day. But it's important to be creative and think about what you can do. There's also something called non-traditional holidays. Like there's a special holiday for donuts. One second. There are holidays for me. Sorry. My main holidays are Grandparents' Day, Senior Citizens Day, but I'm not going just for that. Also Mother's Day. I'm going to try and go something a little bit unique, like Best Friends Day. And I might want to suggest a gift to give to your best friends on Best Friends Day. So I might want to do an article or pitch a journalist about different gifts that can go to best friends. I've already gotten in a number of gift guides for this holiday season because I'm in a few of them, the gifts for grandma. Okay, because I am a grandma. And let me tell you one thing off the record. The best thing to stay young when you're getting old, because actually I'm 73 now, the best thing about to stay young, can you stand up here for a second? Stand up. We can't see you. Is to hug a young child. Okay? It keeps you young. Okay? You can go away now, Victoria. So that's my real tip. I think I might write an article about ways to stay young. And that's my best one. So one thing you can do is you can look at the 20 most read magazines, okay, and try pitching to them. But before you pitch to them, see what kind of articles they write and see if you can do a little bit something similar. The most popular magazine is AARP. Next is People Magazine, Better Homes and Gardens, National Geographic, Good Housekeeping, Reader's Digest, Time Magazine, Sports Illustrated, Southern Living, Women's Day, Cosmopolitan, ESPN. There are 20 of them. You can look up 20 of the most read magazines. Actually, I'm going to put that in the notes, and I will send anybody these little tips if they contact me at Connie at Grandmapreneur.com. I will send you all of my tips because I realize this is a lot of stuff to remember. So one way you can create your pitch is by looking at some of these magazines and copying or adjusting some of the titles that they do, because those people get paid lots of money to write an article for, say, Women's Day magazine. So the articles have to capture the readers. So you might want to see how they capture them, and you might want to use that as a way of you capturing people. Okay, so I will put down those 20 in is something for you to share with you. Another thing you can look at is trade magazines. Now, I'm sure there are trade magazines. Please stop that, honey. I'm sure there are trade magazines for podcasters. So I would find out what they are and what do they write about. I mean, can you imagine getting in Steve Olsher's podcast or his magazine. He has a magazine and a podcast. And can you imagine him interviewing you? My goodness, how would that go for your business? So if you're not quite sure who to approach, see who your competition is approaching. Okay, you can do that fine. So one of the biggest mistakes you can do when you get media is to make it all about yourself. Like I try not to talk too much about myself. I try to talk about the reader. What do they want to learn from me? So what do they want to learn? So with my invention and with my product, Write Your Selfie, I don't talk about my book. I talk about what they can do with theirs. Okay, so I think Tina is on here, and she has a little girl almost as cute as you, Victoria. So you could say hello to her. Okay, so anyway, so when you're doing, once you get publicity, what you have to do is you have to go try and spread the word, because when somebody interviews you, they want the article spread around. So you have to spread it around in Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, every place you can. You spread it, and then they'll probably want to call you back if they see that you have a big audience. So you have to actually start building your audience. So anyway, another way to do it is through YouTube. So when I was preparing for this, I actually started thinking about YouTube, because I just created a YouTube channel, and I found out some ways to optimize your YouTube channel. One thing is you have to name your video file using a target keyword. You have to insert keywords. No, stop it, sweetheart. Stop it. You have to stop that, okay? Okay, and you also have to use keywords throughout, and you have to make them in categories. And then I didn't really understand that, but it's very good to add subtitles and closed captions and end screens to increase YouTube channel's viewership. Okay. Okay, so when you're actually starting to spread your posts, it's really good to use automation. Okay, now, sweetheart, now you helped me so much. Now you can go someplace else. Okay, come on. I'm young enough now. Okay, so what you really want to do is not do all the work yourself. Try and get some automation tools like Buffer, Hootsuite, Later, Social Oomph, and SynthShare. Okay, and when you're making posts, like especially any kind of post that you're making, there's an important rule that I'm sure people know, and it's called the 80-20 rule. 80% of your posts should not be about you. 20% should be promoting your product, your business. Okay, so the last thing that I'd like to remind you is that a no is never a no. Okay. Actually, a no is just what do I have to do to get in your media outlet? What do I have to do? And then just do it. Okay, now stop it. Okay, so okay, can you go away now? You've been good. Okay. So for example, when I first got on QVC, now she's normally shy, but she's actually having fun being on the stage. Are you having fun? Go get your Barbie and bring your Barbie back, okay? So when I first got on QVC with my product, I was turned down because my manufacturer messed up my product. Okay, now I'm not going to say it again. I'm going to take you home, okay? Good stuff. Okay. QVC turned me down, but it was understandable. I didn't have my product ready. My manufacturer had messed up a little bit. So they said, well, why don't you come back when you have your product? Okay. And so the next year I came back, and they all remembered me because I tried, and they put me right on QVC. So a no is never a no. It's just, what do I have to do it? And that no is so understandable. So I'm giving you some tips, and I'm going to print. I don't know if this is going to come out, but this is my email. My email is Connie@Grandmapreneur.com. And if you email me and put in the subject line, PR tips, please, I will send you my book, a PDF of my book with some of the information that I'm saying today that you probably didn't have time to write down. And also, if you're watching a replay of this, then you get the same thing. Okay. So anyway, I'm so happy to be here, and I love Indie Pods United, and I love the music. I love the comedians. I love the podcasters, and I'm not an exceptional person. I'm just an average person. I think the only exceptional thing about me, why people like to interview me, is because of my age, because I'm not supposed to be doing Instagram at my age or Clubhouse or any of these things, but I do them because I find it fascinating. So anyway, thank you very much. And I'm hoping some of you will contact me, and I will send you my book, How I Got My Product on QVC, The Today Show, The View, and more in my retirement. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, sweetheart. Now you can't really do that, okay?
Why?
Because I was trying to talk. Did you hear that?
Why?
I was trying to talk to so many people who were there listening.
Sorry.
Don't say sorry. Okay. I think we're done, but you can say goodbye. You can say goodbye, my beauty. Okay.